All right, guys, welcome to another amazing section of Sell Ya Market with Probaba. And on here, we have the only celebrity mechanic in Nigeria, and he is Victory, the CEO of Froshtech. Good to have you here, Victory.
Good to be here, man.
I was so happy when you said you were coming around. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
sure.
oh, today I must learn a lot of things from you.
Of
I've
course.
known Victory way back 2, 3, 4, I think thereabouts.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 years,
4, 5 years.
4, 5 years, and he's been doing amazingly well in the automobile space. I've watched Victory work on my cars and transform a lot of celebrity cars. That of P Square.
So you're an artist? Yeah. Are you good at it?
Yeah, bitch, I'm in my bag, yeah.
That of KC.
Guys, can see the building.
Yes, so transform this front. I don't want to see this.
How about the interior?
Yeah,
Just go check him out yourself. He's one of the finest, like not one of the, he's the only he's the only celebrity mechanic I know in Nigeria at this moment. Go and Google him. Find out for yourself. So if you're not doing well in your niche, you cannot be on this platform. So everybody that come up on this platform, they are doing great in their space. So you have to be good. For those of you writing me, you want to come up here, you have to be good.
Nice.
So Victory, so happy to have you here.
Thanks, man.
And
So,
of course, we know before you got to this stage, and before anything gets so beautiful,
Yeah.
there are processes and there are struggles,
Yeah.
ups and
Rome
downs.
wasn't built in a day.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
And when you see a good glittering like this, it passed through a
A
process.
process. That's
Of course,
true.
so-
That's true. So while we have you here, we want to hear from the horse's mouth. What are the challenges, and how do you think?
Anyway, first of all, he stated the only celebrity mechanic right now. Yeah, that's true. But right now we are developing and we are building more celebrity mechanics. That is why we have
That's great. So
Froshtech
we are
Academy.
giving back to the.
Of course,
Oh,
of course.
oh, oh.
So that's why we have the Froshtech Academy, where we
Okay.
train car enthusiasts and passionate people that are interested in vehicles. You know, these vehicles of nowadays, it's not like the olden days. You know,
yeah.
you have to be technically inclined, you have to be passionate, and you have to really know what you're doing. The basic, the fundamentals, all those things has to be properly learned. You know, so it's not been an easy journey, but when you are passionate about something.
Okay, what do you have to say about this mentality of Nigerians seeing mechanic job as a dirty job? Because I can remember some parents will be like, "My son, please, can you go and learn mechanic?" No, mommy, daddy, I don't want to learn that work no sweet. It no make sense.
I would say it's the way our fathers has made it or portrayed it that has made people think it's a dirty job or it's not something nice, you know. And that's actually the very first thing, or let me say, Froshtech's goal to change the automotive narrative.
Okay.
The way you think about Nigerian mechanics out there. Because if you go to the street now, let's say we go to the street and interview, let's say 3 people, 4 people, they're going to tell you the same story about Nigerian mechanics, how they mess up their cars, how they change or steal their catalyst, or one of two.
You could remember
things.
when I got my car that year.
Yeah.
You were the only one touching it,
Exactly,
because I
yeah.
will tell you, if I give it to this mechanic, something goes wrong.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of mechanic touching the cars, you get a lot of things
So
going wrong.
another thing is the way they dress, the way they treat themselves, or let's say the cleanliness, you know.
Okay.
So this thing, when they see a mechanic of the olden days, most of them are still doing it now. And you see a madman, you can't really differentiate them.
That's true.
But when you look at Froshtech, you can't even go there, you know.
The way I see you walk sometimes with your Durac and every swagged up, I'll be
course.
like, why is this a mechanic?
Of course, yeah. So that's why we are here to change the industry, and that is one thing we have in mind, to change the narrative first before we really impart or give him what we have. Because everybody at Froshtech, they are talented, they know exactly what they are doing. So we don't really just want to start doing what we are doing. We have to change the narrative first. Because one thing is the mindset. Let's say this camera now, you have a different narrative about the camera, and because of the narrative you have, it
Yeah.
makes you dislike it.
That's
So
true.
we have to make you like
Like
it back before we start giving what
Yeah.
exactly we are coming to do, you know.
Mm.
So the narrative has to be changed
It has
first.
to change the narrative.
Yeah.
So guys, you guys have heard it. The narrative has to change. First of all, the dressing, because honestly, when you see most mechanic out there, you can't differentiate from a madman. That's
Exactly.
true.
Most of them can wear
That,
rag, wear one clothes
yeah,
every day
every
throughout the
day
week to
throughout.
work on vehicles.
No, that's
So
not
that has
true.
changed. And if you see me walking, I can be like this and walk. You won't even notice the difference.
I've seen you
You know,
severally
exactly.
walk.
So sometimes I wouldn't plan to work in the workshop.
Yes.
Sometimes I go to work. Maybe it's my meeting day because I have schedule of when I be in the workshop and maybe have my hands dirty or work. And some days I'll just be in the office to attend to meetings or to issues. So I might say today I'm not working, and because I'm going to dress so nice that day, I'm going to be all fully suited and all of that. So when I enter and I'm seeing something that is that some of the technicians are struggling with, or that is giving them one or two issues, and because I'm the last person or the best person, let me put it that way, if they're having any issue, I'm the last person they will call, you know. So if they're having challenges, I have no choice or no option. I have to work like that, right? And when I finish working, I wash my hand, I still look the way I came.
I think you really imbibe that in them, because most of the time I see them with aprons and looking
Yeah,
cleaner.
of course.
I'll be like,
yeah.
oh, didn't you guys touch oil or something? But
It's one of our work ethic now.
Okay.
It's one of our work ethic. So the standard is, if you are working on customers' vehicle, you cover the steering wheel, you cover the seat, the fenders, the bumpers.
Oh.
So when you are working and you finish working on a customer's vehicle, the customer is not going to sit down with their white or their clothes, neat clothes, and getting stained. Or you leave the mechanic workshop, everybody knows that you just left the mechanic workshop. So everything has to be clean, you know.
Honestly, you're doing a great job.
Thanks,
In recent
man.
times, I see you transform a lot of cars, like that of P Square
Yeah.
and that of KC and so
Yeah.
many likes of.
Funny enough, that is actually my expertise. So the mechanical aspect, repairing and diagnosing, is just like a side thing, right? That's not really my thing. I'm not really I'm a mechanic, but not mechanic. I am more of a transformer. I am more of a rebuilder and pimp, you know.
Yeah.
So that is my expertise. That is where I perform more. Rebuilding what has been built. That is what I do.
So what can you say inspired you? Because you didn't just have the love for that. Like, what inspired you to get into that space? Because actually there were just a few people doing that, if I could remember.
Yeah.
But when you came into that space, you took over. Like, you changed the game.
Okay, so my name is Victory, yeah, and anything I do, I come out victorious. I'm always the number one, 001, you know. So it's not really about the inspiration. Let's call it passion, because when you are passionate about something, you do everything you have to do to make sure that that thing comes out well. And the details is what matters. After I finished my school, I've always been around cars, because my dad used to be a driver, you know. So I've always I'm the only person that washes his cars.
So it started from way back.
Way back. So funny enough, I didn't study mechanical engineering. I studied computer science.
Wow. Wow.
So that's one thing that's always wowing people, just like you.
Yeah.
That's wowed you now. So I'm applying the computer knowledge in the automotive industry. Like I told you earlier, vehicles of nowadays is not like the way it used to be. It's no longer pure mechanical. It's now majorly of electronics. And right now we are even moving from that mechanical era or naturally aspirated engine era to electric vehicles. So we need technicians, competent technicians like this that will be able to attend to these needs.
That's true.
So it's not about the inspiration, it's the passion. Now I'm applying the computer knowledge in the automotive industry because I'm passionate about the automotive industry. That is why it's really working like this.
Wow.
So, like you said, I've been in this industry for almost a decade, and there are people that have been there for over 40 years.
Yes.
But when you look at me and look at them, the difference is clear.
Very, very.
So it's a passion. It's not just about the money I'm making from you, or the money that I'm
Yeah.
getting from the job.
So, what do you think is going to be like the future in the automobile space in a few years from now? What do you think is going to be?
The
Because
future.
we have seen cars flying and all those kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, nice, right?
So
So the future is, let me say, the future is amazing, and I'm not sure Nigerians or Nigerian mechanics are prepared for that because I'm not seeing a lot of, I've not seen a lot of things yet. So we'll be hosting seminars and shows to be talking about this and also to prepare them, but they are not really prepared, you know. So the future is something, it's kind of scary because you're seeing Tesla now.
yeah,
I don't think you've ever imagined yourself sitting in a vehicle just driving you like that.
yeah.
As an African person, you'll be like, no, no,
Na
no,
winch be
I'm
this
not
oh, na
gonna,
winch oh.
I'm not gonna do that. So, but now we are seeing it happening, right,
Yeah,
in front of our eyes, and I'm happy to be in this
era.
time era when it's happening. So it's something huge, it's something big, and we have to prepare for it. So the future is amazing. It's
It's
amazing. Like you
exciting.
said,
Yeah.
flying cars, cars that can convert from water to land,
To
that maybe you
land,
can
yeah.
drive in water and also
Land.
drive in land. All those things are happening, and vehicles driving you without a driver, without
Yeah.
somebody sitting
Taking you to your
in the steering,
location.
taking you to your location. You are just there, relaxed, right? So that is how it has been. Technology has advanced to that
Wow.
extent.
Wow.
So it's something amazing, and we are prepared for it in this country. Though a lot of people are not really aware of it, a lot of technicians, but that's what we are doing. We are preparing the future. We are preparing a lot of people for the future in this country
I see
and in
it.
Africa at large.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So, is there any tips you can give to car owners out there in respect to maintenance, or at least let them take something home? Like, okay, something they might not know. Like, you do this to your car,
Yeah.
you do this every morning when you wake up. Because a lot of people, that's the reason why they give you a lot of jobs,
Yeah,
because
sure.
they go against the normal way
Of
they're
course.
supposed to treat their
You
cars.
know, we are not like Yankee people. Our African people, we are too lazy to check these things. I will be brutally honest. They are very, very Yankee, Oyibo. They most of even all the things we do,
Yeah.
maybe it's just the major ones they don't do, but most of the minor ones they do them themselves. You know, like oil change,
Check.
coolant change.
Yeah.
Most of them DIYers, they do that themselves.
Themselves.
But
Okay.
Nigeria, yeah. So I'll give you a tip, but I'm just letting you know that most of you are lazy out there. So it's not bad, and that's why we are here to help you and to assist you. So in the morning, you are expected to check your engine oil level and the texture to know if it's gauged. Because if it's not gauged, it will be putting a lot of pressure on the engine and it will be struggling to work. You know, and the oil is not just there to lubricate the system; it's also there to cool down the system and also take out debris, um, wear and tear in the engine, take them out and make the engine perform well. That's one. So if the engine oil is below the maximum level, then you need to top it up and have a technician check it out to know if there is a leakage or it's burning internally. So that's for the oil. You're also expected to check the coolant level of your engine to know if the coolant is intact, if it's low or not. Because if it's low, there's every tendency and probability that your engine is going to overheat. So before you embark on that your daily work or routine, you have to confirm these things. Your coolant is not supposed to be leaking or even shorting. So
Okay.
if you observe that it's shorting, it's time you visit the technician to check it out for you. And Nigerians don't really practice routine check to know the health of the vehicle
Okay.
and know the condition. And there's one major thing that they really don't know. It's called tune-up service.
Tune up.
Almost every Nigerian car owner doesn't know what tune-up service is. So it's a routine maintenance that you're supposed to do to enhance the performance of your engine. Most times the customers bring their cars and say, my car is hesitating, it's losing power. Tune-up service is just a simple service that is supposed to clean up certain things and restore the the performance of the engine. So these are the tips I have for you, and
Guys,
hopefully you grab
guys, for
something.
free. Oh, this is what they pay for. You pay him a lot of money to learn
Of
this, but
course.
he's giving it to you for free.
Sure, man.
Well, we really
What are
appreciate.
friends for?
We
I'm your
really
friend.
So good to have you on this platform,
Thanks,
and
man.
we can't wait to have you more.
Of
We
course.
we always want to learn, so
Of course, man.
we can't wait.
Sure.
So, like I used to say, let's milk it.
That's sure, man.
Yeah.
Probaba FX shop.